Before we get any further into the video, I just want to say that this is OD Crapine. I did change the channel name because I just wanted to make it a little bit more meaningful to myself. It's basically just an altercation of my real name, so with that being said, let's get into the video. Finally, the new Dustline DLC is out, and there's so much content that has been added in Rainbow Six Siege. It is unbelievable. We have new animations, operators, guns, gadgets, you name it, we have it. I know that sounded like an infomercial. That's pretty weird. But anyway, let's get into it. So the new operators, everybody know, are Blackbeard and Valkyrie, and they are just two amazing operators. Perhaps some can argue a little bit overpowered, but we'll see where that goes in the near future. So the new operators are Blackbeard and Valkyrie, as just previously stated, and Valkyrie has sticky cameras. Blackbeard has a riot shield on the end of his gun. If you missed that video, I'll put it, right here, right now, and you guys can check that out whenever you want. So basically in this patch that they've added in was new content, including improvements to the ranked gameplay and ban system, which is, pretty big because this game has had a problem with hackers in the past, but, hopefully Ubisoft is getting there. I've had a instance with a friend where he was being hacked on pretty badly, and the person got banned. I forgot if he said it was the next day or if just a few hours earlier, but either way, Ubisoft is cracking down on these people, and that's always a great thing. So what is live in this patch? In this patch, we have new headgear for the operators. It's pretty cool. It's a cosmetic skin that you can buy. Some of them go around for 17,000 or 30,000 renown, but if you're an avid player of this game, it's not going to be a problem for you. You're going to be able to pick them up, no problem. Something else that's new is also gun tags and charms for your guns on all the operators. There are some that are universal and some that are only limited to that specific gun. But either way, that these are pretty cool. One thing I will say about them though, I'm kind of iffy about the doll looking ones. I'm alright with the tag ones because they actually seem pretty cool. They're actually something that a real operator might put on their gun if they feel like it in real life. So that's adding to the realistic aspect. But I get where they're going with the charms. It's kind of adding that actual game feeling that we're not actually in real life to Rainbow Six Siege. Something else that we have was balances to some of the operators. IQ, Montagne, and Tachanka. Tachanka can now place his gun in more spots because it was hard to place down that bulky gun. He could also get off of it quicker. IQ got a buff, I guess, in a way, because she can now actually see what the gadget is through the wall instead of it just being a circle. And Montagne now has shields that surround his sides. You can see it right here in this clip. He's just a beast. He's like a bubble boy. So, that's pretty cool. And we have some general tweaks in the game and switches around with the operator, like Buck and Thermite, for example. They basically just switch grenades. Thermite now has the flashbangs and Buck has the frags, and the reason behind that is because Thermite was just a one-man wrecking crew. If there was a jammer on the other side of a wall that he needed to Thermite, he could just throw a frag grenade on through, kill maybe somebody that's there if they're trying to do the bandit trick, or just take out the jammer, and then he can basically do it himself, making Thatcher and Twitch kind of useless since they're the ones that could take out the gadgets. Something else that was big that was added in was the adjustment to the reticle sizes of the guns and optics, because they were just humongous. Like if you put on the first red dot sight or the reflex sight, the dot or the triangle, depending on which one you're using, was just too big. So if you try to line up a headshot at a fair distance, you wouldn't be able to see where you were actually aiming because the dot would actually cover their head. So you couldn't tell if you were aiming a little bit above and to the left of their head or if you were actually on their head. The fix now that happened and went live was they shrunk the reticle size. So now if you remember, if you ever got hit with a Thatcher grenade while aiming down the sight, your reticle would shrink. It is more of that size now by default, and if you get hit with a Thatcher EMP grenade, the red dot will just disappear completely. Something else that was also changed, and you can actually kind of tell if you're paying attention, was the rates that you get the same map in a row. So, for example, there would be instances where I would play on Cafe Dostoevsky at least like 4 times in a row. Now it's been decreased so that you get a new variety of maps all within each other, and you're not playing the same map over and over, same game mode even, so that's pretty cool. The new map that was added in, by the way, is extremely nice. It is beautiful. It's a very nicely concept and designed map. It's set in the Middle East, and it's kind of like a maze almost. It's really unique and hard to learn. The top floor is very close quarters, but once you go downstairs, it's more open in certain areas, and then if you go into a room, it does get close quarter combat. The map has a lot of parts of destructible environment, making you able to change the map to your advantage to help you get the edge over that enemy. Something else that also saw an improvement in the game was the ability to customize your loadout on the menu where you choose your operator. And now this is something that's been added in, and it's really awesome because people have been waiting for it, and sometimes you might want to just switch up your optic that you have. Maybe the sight just wasn't working out for you with the recoil of the gun. You are now able to switch to a different optic, but only if you have that optic bought. You're not able to buy the optic during this phase and setup of the game. You're merely able to switch it out for an optic that you already have bought. Ranked matchmaking, like I said, saw an improvement. You will now be ranked with players closer to your skill, so there will be no more unbalanced gameplay, whereas if you have a Plat 3 versus a Bronze 2, for example, you will no longer be able to get into games like that. You'll be more balanced and placed with players of your skill. Ubisoft have actually updated their anti-cheat system, and now it is a more harsher ban for people who are hacking. For cheaters, the first offense is a temporary ban for a maximum of 15 days. And the second time you get accused and caught for cheating, you are actually receiving a permanent ban. Now, keep in mind, if anybody's reading these patch notes, cheating is not toxic behavior. Yes, it can be toxic, but what Ubisoft have declared by their meaning of quote-unquote toxic behavior is being racist, offensive, comments sort of like that directed at a maybe an ethnicity or religion. So what Ubisoft is doing to counter that is they're doing kind of like a 4 type thing. They're doing a warning as your first offense. The second offense, you are getting banned for 2 days. Then the next time you do it, you're getting banned for 7 days, and then if you do it a 4th time or have multiple bans on your record, you are getting a permanent ban. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about the new patch and what they did to Rainbow Six Siege. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video.